On March 11th, I was on Facebook or Skype or something. I was talking to a friend on there. Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video today or not, and I thought, you know what, I kind of want to do something. Then I watched Molly and Tomoko's video, and you can check their link right here. And they did a great remembering 3/11, March 11th, 2011 video. They did a great job and just recounting their events and what happened. And I thought, you know, maybe I'll just feature somebody's video on my page or whatever. But then I went over to Lauren Nihon's page, and you can check out her link right here. And I watched her video, and then I left a comment on there, and she said, yeah, you were in Japan on March 11th. And I said, yeah. She said, I'd like to hear what you have to say. So I thought, you know, I started writing in the comment section of her video, and I started to write what I remembered from March 11th. What I really want to talk about is the fact that I lived in Chiba for almost 4 years. And so I met a lot of cool people there, and I met some really good friends there. And I ended up moving to Fukuoka May of 2010. I was recalling the events of what happened with me, and I was talking to this friend, and they said they're watching the news, and I thought, oh, well, there's turned on the TV, and I saw, wow, there's a huge earthquake in Japan. And I did some more research, and I realized they're getting some of the quake effects in Chiba. And this happened in Fukushima. I realized some of my friends may be affected by this, so I'm sending out emails to make sure everybody's okay. And this is early afternoon when I was talking to my friend and this stuff happened. And I had to go to work because I work afternoons and evenings. So I'm on the way to the bus, and I get on the bus and I'm sending emails, no response. And I thought, well, what's going on? So I phoned them. Can't get through on the phone lines on the Keitai, on the cell phone in Japan. There's no cell phone, or the phone lines were just so busy because everybody's worried about family and everybody else in Japan. And so I didn't know what was going on. I was worried about my friends up north in Chiba. There's a siren for the fire department, I guess. So I couldn't get through to my friends. I was so worried about my friends and wondering maybe they're in trouble or whatever. I didn't know how close it was to Chiba because I didn't get a lot of news. I had to go to work, and I didn't know. I was freaking out because I didn't know what was going on with my friends. So finally, a few hours later, I got a message from one of them saying, hey, got your message, everything's cool here. But then up further north of Chiba, I had some co-workers that lived there and worked there, and when the typhoon hit, they actually got huge waves. They were freaking out. I was talking to another Japanese teacher friend of mine, and she was crying on the phone, crying. She was so scared. The electricity was out in Chiba, and I used to live in a small city, but I called my friends there and stuff the next day, and days later there was no electricity, there was no water, no food. Like everybody was buying food from the convenience stores. It was really hard. There are no shipments and stuff. So, you know, I didn't specifically witness it being there, and I was out of the fray, out of the danger. But talking to my friends and stuff there, and talking to people that I knew and that I became close friends with, you know, I see some of these people every day, or we would talk every day. And even still, even after I moved to Fukuoka, I'd still keep in contact. And, you know, there's guys there that I was close friends with that I would talk to every day. So I was so worried about them. And they're telling me stuff. There's no power. You know, there are fires in the city, and there's flooding in the city. I was talking to my buddy Jeff, and he said, yeah, we had to get out of our apartment because they had huge quakes there, even days, like the weeks after. Chiba Prefecture was getting earthquakes, you know, 10 earthquakes a day, they were telling me. And I was like, what? It was horrible. And big quakes, like 5.0 and 6.0 and stuff like that. Some of the stuff that I can remember from March 11th, and how worried I was about my friends, you know, talking to them, no power, no water. They were worried about, they had no running water in their apartments. Now, I was I was thankful for myself that I'd moved from Chiba and I moved to Fukuoka, because I didn't have to worry. I had electricity and all this other stuff. But because of everything that was happening up north, you know, the food shortages and the water, there was no water. And people were saying that there was just dirty water coming out of their taps. So they ended up filling up their bathtubs and boiling water to drink and stuff like that. And I was so thankful that I wasn't there, because I didn't have to go through all that stuff, but I was so worried about them. What I ended up doing actually is I went to the store and I bought a few bags of rice and stuff, because I thought for sure, you know, that everything is going to trickle down south anyways, and you know, food prices are going to be affected. I was worried, you know, because food prices I thought were going to be affected, and everything else. I mean, it was a horrible situation. So that's what happened with me. I was just thankful I wasn't there, but a lot of close friends of mine were in the fray and in the danger and in the earthquake area, and it was a sad time for everybody. I was worried, and I couldn't do anything for anybody. A friend of mine who I actually bartended at his bar on some Friday, I think it was Friday nights. He's got a little pub in the Chiba area, and I was talking to him too, and he said it was so scary. He's never been so scared in his life, because there was no power for a few days. It was a small city, and it's kind of a very rural area. Very close to there's a lot of farmland, and just watching or talking to him, and he was saying how scared he was, I felt so bad, and you know, I couldn't have imagined being there. It would have been a horrible situation. So as of today, a year later, there are still people up in Fukushima that do need help. I was watching TV today, I was watching the news, and they were saying it's going to take up to 106 years to clear away all the damage that is left. They've got piles and piles of rubble and lumber and just destroyed buildings, and it's all piled up in this huge area. It's a sad thing that happened to Japan. So anyways, those are the events that I can recall that I was witness to. Not up close and personal, but I had friends that were up close and personal with it, and it was just a very sad time for everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I don't do these kinds of vlogs often. I like to get out and show you guys stuff about Japan. Leave a comment, guys, and let me know how it affected you, if it didn't affect you, what you remember from that day, what you were going through, what were you doing on that day, whether you were in Japan or not. What were you doing? Put in comments below here. I want to hear your stories, guys. That's my story, and I'm Findmeinkurume. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later, and check out my playlist and check out my other stuff. This is not my normal kind of vlog, like I said, but I wanted to share my story today. So I'm gonna quit now, because I'm just going on and on and on, and oh, before I go, if you look here, the road kind of just stops like a dead end here, turns into this like little pathway here with this little kind of reservoir running down. Kind of neat. Hey, John.
Hey there.
What are you checking?
I'm checking the spider.
Spider-Man. Oh, he's huge.